This is the Put It in the Game podcast.
Welcome back, friend.
My guy.
Let's do this again.
Are you ready?
This is the Put It in the Game podcast.
Yes. Welcome in, everyone, to the Put It in the Air podcast. I'm your host, Brennan Casello, a.k.a. East Coast Virus.
And I'm Pascal Ross Philippe, a.k.a. Punks in Drubley.
Yes, he is. He is a
I
punk
am.
in Drubley.
Listen, don't be mad that my team is so much better than yours.
It's not that your team's better than mine. They've been
Oh.
performing better than mine.
What's the difference?
4-0 and 1-3.
Yeah, that comes down to my team. being better
Hey,
than
we
yours.
were both winners this week, so...
Oh, congratulations. You're
Thanks.
finally on the winner side.
Yeah, I was biting my nails, and I'm not one to bite my nails because I find it gross.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess.
it's one thing that I do that isn't gross. Anyways, we are here today again after week 4. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate your listenership and viewership. And Pascal, anything going on in the world of the podcast today? Any ideas of any new stuff? No? Oh, you're right into it? Okay, cool. So
Right into it.
on today's episode, we have your week 4 recap. We're going to go through the injuries, and there are plenty. Superlative rundown, overreactions to week 4, and as always, some opinions, predictions, and fun talk for this season.
You know what it is.
So let's get right into it.
Pun down.
The Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Whoa.
The Seahawks were efficient, if not explosive. Sam Darnold put up 14, JSN 13, Ken Walker 12 points, Zach Charbonnet 12. But meanwhile, the Cardinals were sloppy in the first half with Kyler and Marvin both gifting the ball to the Seahawks defenders. But Mighty Mouse and Groot got their act together in the second half as Maserati Marv might have saved his season from going down a dark hole and puts up 18.6, while Kyler scampers his way to 13 and Trey McBride bullies his way to 12.
The Seahawks hold the Cardinals' head underwater through the first 3 quarters until Kyler Murray decides it's time to pitch a comeback, scoring 14 unanswered fourth quarter points only to have the special teams kick a squib kick that falls short of the landing zone, gifting the win to the Seahawks as they drill a 53-yarder as time expires. Seahawks 23, Cardinals 20.
The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz is still starting for the Vikings, and it went about as expected as he puts up 350 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, but then pairs them with 2 interceptions to go along with 1 fumble. And that was en route to an 18-point day, which is not bad considering 3 turnovers. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison both had big days, with the former scoring 22 points on 10 catches for 126 yards, while Addison scored 15 points on 4 catches for 114 yards.
He's back.
And that's his return from suspension.
Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf were kissing Blarney Stones early in this one as they connect for an 80-yard touchdown to go up 2 scorers on the Vikings defense, who just experienced a Trey Tucker-like week. But all must come down to earth as the Steelers kept showing the Europeans that the Vikings might actually just be shite. Steelers 24, Vikings 21.
The Detroit Lions versus the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco looked older than Aaron Rodgers, which is surprising considering he's actually younger by a full year. But lucky for him, Quinshon Judkins had 21 points to bring to the party on 82 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, and he almost got the same amount of points for 4 catches for 33 yards as he did for 21 carries for 82 yards. Meanwhile,
Damn.
Jared Goff played badly against a good Cleveland defense, but Amon-Ra couldn't say the same, as he scored 26 points on 7 catches for 70 yards and
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Wow. And Jahmyr Gibbs added on 18 points by rushing for 91 yards and a touchdown.
The Lions didn't need much offense for this one as Flacco did his part in helping Detroit claim victory early. Amon-Ra still caught 2 TDs and Jahmyr Gibbs still put in work. But the Lions would have run away with this even if both of them were on the couch. I assume that's why Flacco has been benched for rookie Dylan Gabriel as the Lions beat the Browns 34-10.
The New England Patriots versus the Carolina Panthers. Drake May and New England completely dismantled the Panthers team coming off of a 30-0 drubbing of Atlanta. Draco scored 23 on 14 of 17 passing for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing TD. Stephon Diggs had a strong game, scoring 16 points on 6 catches for 101 yards. And Travion Henderson, Antonio Gibson, and Hunter Henry salvaged their days with touchdown scores. Meanwhile, the Panthers did their best John Cena impersonation as T-Mac put up 10 points. Tight end Tommy Tremble put up 15 as a free agent that no one really wanted on their team, and no one else did much.
The Panthers, who just shut out the Falcons 30-0, as you mentioned, the week prior, for the first 10 minutes of this game, shut out the Patriots and went up 6-0. And that's when all hell breaks loose as Mac Jones takes one to the house. Marcus Jones takes one to the house on a return, and then the Patriots go to work putting up 6 more touchdowns before this one's over as the Patriots crush Carolina 42-13.
The New Jersey Giants versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
San Diego Chargers.
In the 3-finger shocker of the week, the Garden State's A squad provided a Cinderella ending to their Golden Boy rookie QB's first start, but at what cost? Jackson Dart was playable, scoring 17 points on 111 yards passing, 1 passing touchdown, 54 rushing yards, and 1 more touchdown. But the real news was Malik Neighbors tearing his ACL as his season is over. Meanwhile...
Sorry, I got a little overexcited.
Meanwhile, some people have been saying the Giants' defense is for real, and this week, they got a chance to prove it. Justin Herbert was the unlucky recipient of said opportunity, and his 11 points on 41 pass attempts is the fruit of that labor. Omarion Hampton, on the other hand, had no problem with the Jersey defense, as he put up 128 yards and a touchdown on only 12 carries to go along with 5 catches. Quentin Johnston also continued his strong play by catching 8 passes for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Are you ready now?
Yeah.
All right, good. The G-Men. 13-year-old poster. Host the Chargers on an 80-degree afternoon in the Meadowlands. Justin Herbert could not withstand the pass rush of the Giants as their rookie running back Omarion Hampton says, "Hold my beer," and rushes it down their throats. That paired with a season-ending injury for star wide receiver Malik Neighbors seemed like it would be enough to stay undefeated. However, the rookie combination of Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo put their mark on the league, giving Big Blue their first win of the season, and I was there to see it, and it was incredible, and I'm so happy I will cherish it forever, except for the parking and the driving out of the damn stadium. That was hell. 21-18, G-Men.
That's it? No mention of the injury?
I mentioned the
that
injury.
Wasn't hell?
I meant
great. You had a great time
the
entire time.
I did mention the injury. That was
driving out.
That was crappy.
Wow.
No, it was a great great experience.
Every time, every season, you just show that you are all about people getting hurt.
Not at all.
Even your own guys.
Not at all.
Anyway.
Even when my guys emerged.
Buffalo Bills, the only real New York football team, versus New Orleans.
I'm going to shut this podcast down. Tear it down.
Brendan doesn't like facts. There's
the
only
New York Football Giants.
Only one team plays in New York, and
the
that is
New
the
York
Buffalo
Football
Bills,
Giants,
who played
represent
versus
New York City,
the New Orleans Saints this week.
I am Saudi.
Josh Allen continues to impress. I hate to say it, after winning an undeserved MVP last year. Yes, very undeserved. But he scored 22 points off of 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown to keep his rank as QB1. He got help from James Cook's 22 points off 117 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 receptions. And
Unstoppable.
Khalil Shakir, who had 5 receptions for 69 yards and a TD. Meanwhile, Spencer Rattler is seemingly the perfect QB to win a top 5 pick.
Patrick Mahomes.
As
light.
expected. Unexpected was Kendre Miller splitting carries with Alvin Kamara and getting 65 yards and a touchdown to Kamara's 70 yards and 4 receptions. Rashid Shaheed led the team with 46 receiving yards, while Chris Olave had a receiving touchdown, but also an INT.
Oh, I missed that. Damn. I was at the Giants game. Somehow, some way, New Orleans.
In New Jersey, right? You're at the Giants game in New Jersey.
I
you had to drive.
I spent
over
most of the day in
into
New York,
New Jersey, to see
and
the game.
I was rooting for the NY Giants,
When
who
you
had
parked-
an NY on their helmet.
When you parked to watch the Giants, you parked in New Jersey, correct?
It was definitely New Jersey,
But
but I was representing New York.
Yeah.
Just like the Giants were,
Uh-huh.
and always will be.
Uh-huh.
They started in the Bronx. Anywho, somehow, someway, New Orleans doesn't get beat by what many assumed would be over 40 points as they stay in this game against the Bills. With a few chances to catch the Bills and even take the lead in the fourth quarter, reality struck in as the Saints gave up the ball on downs on their last 2 drives to lose this one 31-19 to the Buffalo Bills, who are almost Canadian.
The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jalen hurts his receivers' feelings by throwing for 0 yards in the second half, and despite leading the team with 9 rushes for 62 yards, his 18 points didn't include a rushing TD, to the chagrin of certain parlay bettors. But Eagles fans are happy to see he tossed 2 TDs, both to Dallas Goedert, who also led the team with 20 points on 37 receiving yards.
Go Dirt!
Saquon salvaged his 17-point day with a touchdown and 4 receptions, as he only had 43 rushing yards and 31 receiving. Meanwhile, the Bucs went down early off of a blocked punt for a TD and couldn't get things going until the second half. Baker did not, in fact, bake, as he went 22 of 40 for 289, 2 TDs, and a pick for 18 points, while Bucky Irving took over in the second half, ending up with 63 rushing yards to go along with 5 receptions for 102 yards and a TD for 25 points. Emeka Egbuka also showed up with 20 points on 4 receptions for 101 yards and a TD.
The Eagles took an early lead with a dominant force on all 3 facets of the game. Well, except their wide receiver corps. Woof. While Baker and the boys stage another comeback to take the Eagles out, Philadelphia has other plans as they pretend to shove each other's butts to leave Saquon untouched for what turned out to be the game-winning TD. Eagles 31, Buccaneers 25.
I miss the days when that was called illegal leverage or whatever, like, you know.
A false start?
No, not that part.
Oh, okay.
They still call those.
Not
Mostly.
every time. Mostly they don't.
Mostly.
When it's the butt punch or whatever.
Next, the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. I
Ugh.
think. I'm not actually sure the Titans were there, but supposedly they were. The current Houston team is bad, but not as bad as the former Houston team. First overall pick Cam Ward continues to produce stinkers, as Tony Pollard continues to be a questionable keeper pick. I'm talking to you, Jay.
That's Jay.
No one on Tennessee did anything worth talking about. Meanwhile,
Nothing.
CJ Stroud finally had a good game, with 17 points off of 22 of 28 passing for 233 yards and 2 TDs. The star of the day, however, was Woody Marks, who scored 28 points on 69 rushing yards and 1 TD to go along with 4 receptions for 50 yards and a TD.
Ooh.
Nico Collins salvaged his day with the touchdown to score 12 points.
Houston, Tennessee has a problem. It's looking like they're going to get their pick of the litter next season, as most JV high school teams look better than Cam Ward and the boys. It doesn't ever look like they will right the ship, as the Houston Texans blank the Tennessee Titans 26-0.
The Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels' Commanders trotted out Marcus Mariota, to very little production despite 2 touchdowns. One to Deebo Samuel, who has had a resurgence on the right coast.
Mm-hmm.
This week, he scored 20 points on 6 receptions for 72 yards and that TD. And Luke McCaffrey got the other TD on one of his 2 catches.
Who?
Meanwhile, the Falcons, fresh off their 30-0 drubbing, came ready to play. Michael Penix put up 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Bijan Robinson logged 75 yards rushing with 1 touchdown to go along with 4 receptions for 106 yards to accumulate 28 points. Tyler Algier scored 11 points by salvaging his day with the touchdown. Drake London had a big day with 25 points from 8 catches, 110 yards, and a TD, as did Kyle Pitts, my cousin, who caught 5 for 70 and a TD to put up 18 points. No, he's not really my cousin.
That made me so mad because I was playing against the stack of Penix and Pitts.
Eesh.
Sounds dirty. After getting shut out the week prior to the Carolina Panthers, the Falcons needed to put in work this week and got a little assistance by facing a team that was without their quarterback and top receiver. Michael Penix shows up and shares the ball with his whole team, and the Falcons win by just 7, 34-27 over the Commanders.
The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the San Francisco 49ers. Trevor Lawrence might not be the highly paid QB the Jags had hoped for, but he doesn't need to be when the defense forces 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions.
Beast.
It also helped having a revitalized Travis Etienne, who ran for 124 yards and a TD to score 20 points. Brian Thomas just barely scored double digits, as did tight end Brenton Strange.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the return of Brock Purdy saw him score 17 points off 309 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey continued to perform, scoring 26 points by rushing for 49 yards while catching 6 passes for 92 yards and a touchdown.
Finally, a good game, and it wasn't about the quarterback play. The San Francisco Christian McCaffreys put up quite a showing, but it turned out to be too weak against Jacksonville's run game and special teams, as their defense seals this one off with a late fumble to close it out, as Jacksonville outlasts San Francisco 26-21. Fun fact, everyone, San Francisco 49ers are the only team in the NFL without a rushing touchdown. Credit to Colin McCree for shouting that out. He told me that in week 3, and now it's week 4, and it's going on week 5, and there's still touchdownless on the running game. It's all passing touchdowns.
Christian McCaffrey is really going to blow up either his knee or his points when they start getting him some touchdowns.
Wait till the injury report. It looks like he's going to be the only one on the field, and I told you guys he's going to be bottled up this week. I hope, because I'm playing against him. Anyways.
Not. All right, so now we've got the LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Indiana Colts had this one in the bag, but they fumbled away the win, literally, and threw it to the other team, literally.
It's crazy.
Indiana Jones threw 2 picks to go along with his 1 TD to put up 9 points. Jonathan Taylor had a mediocre day, rushing for 56 yards, but added 5 catches for 20 yards to salvage his day. That's right, 5 catches for 20 yards is what salvaged his day. Yeah.
Go
A.D.
PPR.
Mitchell caught 3 for 96 yards, but had a terrible fumble.
In an insane catch.
Yeah.
And run. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Terrible fumble.
Tyler Warren had a good day with 5 catches for 70 yards to go along with a rushing touchdown for 18 points. And Michael Pittman scored 15 points on 5 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Matt Stafford scored 26 points by throwing for 375 and 3 touchdowns. His main target was Puka Nacua, who hauled in 13 passes for 170 yards and a TD for 36 points.
Damn.
Though Tutu Atwell also caught 1 pass for 88 yards and a TD, while Devontae Adams caught 4 for 56 and a TD to put up 15 points.
If you like air yards and defense, then this was the game for you, as Daniel Jones and Matt Stafford combined for over 600 yards, 4 TDs, and 2 picks. Colts regained and held onto a late lead, only to be caught up on and then laughed off the field, as the game winner turned out to be an 88-yard bomb to the Rams' third-string wide receiver, Tutu Atwell. And my autocorrect wrote 22 Atwell. Awesome. The Rams closed this one out thanks to Adonai Mitchell's lack of concentration after being so concentrated. And the Rams win 27-20 over the Colts.
The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar was not good in this one. 9 points is what you get when you throw a pick and fumble the ball while not even cracking 150 yards passing. Something is wrong in Baltimore. You can tell it's bad when Justice Hill is their leading scorer with 29 points. He had 3 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown to go along with 5 catches for 41 yards and another TD. Zay Flowers caught 7 for 74, but everyone else was a disappointment. Meanwhile, the Chiefs ran their offense through Pat Mahomes, who scored 27 points by throwing for 270 yards and 4 TDs. Xavier Worthy put up 17 on 5 catches for 83 yards and 38 rushing yards, while Pacheco, Juju, and Hollywood Brown each scored 13 to 14 points.
If I were a betting man, I would have bet on the Ravens in this one.
Me too.
And I did.
Oh, you did.
And I would have lost horribly, quite like the Ravens have lost several defensive pieces, and probably their quarterback for several weeks, as an underwhelming Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs take this win. Can't stand him. I used to like him. Anyways, Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. Let's see a real game.
The Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders.
Caleb Williams has been up and down this year, with this being a down week, where he scored 11 points by throwing for 212 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He ran the ball 8 times, but only got 13 yards. DeAndre Swift salvaged a bad day on the ground by rushing for a TD and catching 4 passes for 22 yards to score 16 points. Rome Odunze led the team with 17 points on 4 catches for 69 yards and 1 TD. Meanwhile, Geno had his second game this season scoring single digits as he put up 9 points on 117 yards passing with 2 TDs and 3 picks. 3 picks. Ashton Jeanty went off, though, and scored 33 points. He ran for 138 yards and 1 TD and caught both his passes for 2 TDs. No one else cracked 10 points, though.
Trey Tucker morphs into Ashton Jeanty as this week's Raider to post 3 touchdowns, and it seems as if that would be enough to take out Chicago in this week's close call. But Chicago's kicker, Cairo Santos, goes 4 for 4, and Caleb Williams shows why he was picked number 1 overall as he drives the Bears down the field in crunch time to take the lead. The late lead. That lead stood as the Bears sour the Raiders' chances of kicking the game winner with a huge block to end the game. Bears 25, Raiders 24.
Yeah, it was a good game.
The ending stats for Caleb don't show what was special about him in that game.
Yeah.
It was that last drive.
Well, the box score tends not to. And we'll get to one instance in a couple games that perfectly exemplifies that.
Is it a PPR thing?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
Good.
I will keep bringing that up. Now, this next game was even better than the last.
Nah.
The Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Ugh.
Jordan Love had a big day, scoring 26 points on 337 yards passing with 3 TDs. Josh Jacobs went off for 32 points on 86 rushing yards and 2 TDs, along with 4 catches for 71 yards.
Whoa.
Then, Romeo Doubs had a huge game,
Huge.
scoring 30 points by catching 6 passes for 58 yards and a hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Matthew Golden and Tucker Kraft each logged 11 points on 5 catches. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott had a big game too. He scored 30 points on 319 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Javonte Williams had another good game with 19 points on 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 catches. And George Pickens had a huge game, going off for 33 points on 8 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson had another good game with 17 points on 7 catches for 40 yards and a TD, his 3rd in a row over 15 points.
You're done, right?
I am.
Oh, thank God. I was getting sick. In Micah's.
A lot of points for Cowboys this week.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You know, they didn't win, so. In Micah's return to Dallas, the girls came to play, and we aren't just talking about the world-renowned cheerleading squad. Dak and the boys minus CD get their act together, and they block an extra point and return it for 2. They then grabbed their pom-poms and went to work to dominate their way to a tie. Packers 40, Cowboys 40. Overtime.
The Miami Dolphins versus the New Jersey Jets. Justin Fields scored a lot of points with 26 by throwing for 226 passing yards and 1 TD and running for 81 yards and another TD, even though he was not a good quarterback this week, and it was a big reason why they lost the game. Garrett Wilson had a good game, scoring 20 points by catching 6 passes for 82 yards and an amazing touchdown catch. Breece Hall had a good day on the ground, rushing for 81 yards, and he salvaged it by catching 5 passes for 30 yards. That's right. He had to salvage his good game by catching 5 passes for 30 yards.
Must have been 5 awesome catches.
Must have been. Mason Taylor also scored 11 points on 5 catches for 65 yards. Meanwhile, Tua did not turn the ball over and scored 16 points on 117 passing yards and 2 TDs. Devon Achane continues to be the engine of the offense, rushing for 99 yards and a TD.
Really good.
Tyreek Hill scored 13 points on 6 catches for 67 before his injury. Darren Waller had a huge comeback, scoring 18 points on 2 TD receptions on 3 catches.
The final score doesn't do this one justice, and the battle of the winning list doesn't end in a tie. The Dolphins win, but unfortunately lose Tyreek for the year. And then some. And as Justin Fields shows flashes, he also flashes the crowd with a booty 0-4 record. We typed this in wrong. Dolphins 27, Jets 21. We had it backwards. No problem.
The Denver Broncos versus the Cincinnati Bengals. No one from the Bengals showed up to play, except Chase Brown, who scored just enough to make sure Billy lost to Babalu. Meanwhile, Bo Nix scored 26 by throwing for 326 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick, and adding 1 TD on the ground. J.K. Dobbins had the first 100-yard rushing performance for one of Pete Carroll's running backs in over 30 games.
36.
But was unable to salvage it and only caught 1 pass.
Damn. You good?
So, he scored 11 points.
Okay.
Marvin Mims had a good game, scoring 20 points on 6 catches for 69 yards and 1 rushing TD. Cortland Sutton scored 19 points on 5 catches for 81 yards and 1 TD.
In the first half.
And R.J. Harvey scored 20 points on 58 rushing yards and 4 catches for 40 yards and 1 TD.
That might be why J.K. Dobbins didn't do much better.
That might be why.
Damn.
Sorry, Bill.
Talk about booty. Cincinnati is just that. As Bo Nix and company lead the charge and embarrass the Bengals with the greatest yard disparity in the league this season thus far, where the Bengals put up a minuscule 178 total offensive yards to the Broncos' 512. Final score, however, 28-3, Broncos over Bengals. And that would finish off and cap off the second Monday Night Football game, which was overlapped with the first, which is kind of dumb, but I understand.
Oh, it's very dumb.
I don't want to give 6 hours on a Monday night, though.
But I don't want 2 games on Monday night. Monday Night Football used to be a big deal. You'd have the one game, everyone was watching it. Now you've got 2 games, 2 different channels.
Yeah.
You can only watch one. Like, even if you're switching back and forth, you might miss something. I don't like it.
It's true. It's true. I was much more into the Broncos-Bengals games because I had much more fantasy relevance to that game. Exactly. And I'm sure a lot of people had more fantasy relevance to the other game until I got a text message, Colin saying, oh my God, was that Tyreek that got injured? I'm like, oh, wow, what? I got to see what happened. And I turned the channel at the wrong time because they re-showed what happened, and I feel so bad. But he is such a badass for how he handled that. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, let's not be waxing poetic for Tyreek Hill. I feel bad that he got hurt, but he's had a little too much off the field.
I get it,
shenanigans
but
for me to be wanting to give him
frankly
too many accolades.
Let me only give him accolades because after such a dramatic injury, which all right, he was looking to, he was talking about retiring in 3 years, about 4 years ago. So he's already kind of in that retirement mode. And to get this injury, it kind of was like he was on the cart waving goodbye and he was like smiling.
It looked like his adrenaline was pumping,
of course,
and that he was high as hell.
A little shock. Yeah, no. He certainly, definitely. Julia was like, "Isn't he in pain?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, people handle it differently. Some guys throw a towel over their head,
delirious and pumping with."
But I got to give him kudos for like
dopamine.
waving to the crowd and being like, "This is it." It was like Nick Bosa.
I don't know if it's it.
Career ending. It's not.
No, I mean,
if he wants to come back, he could probably.
His agent said that he'll be back next year. So I don't know.
I just think because he said he's gonna, you know what I mean,
No,
retire. Nick Bosa is another one. He had his second torn ACL, and he like pointed to like his friends or family in the crowd, and he was just like, "It's no good." He knew what happened, and
Yeah.
badass dudes, man. These guys are badass dudes, most of them,
Yeah, definitely.
except for George Pickens. He's just a badass dumbass.
Anyway,
Anyways,
speaking of injuries,
Injury list.
all right. So I'll start because
Yeah, go
this
for
is
it.
a piece
you were
of
there
my
for
heart, not my fantasy team, but my heart. Malik Neighbors' torn ACL is confirmed. He is on IR, injured on a free play down the sideline, literally 20 yards from my face. Out for the year, hopeful to return to the start the next season. I imagine he will. So that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Another one that sucks, the one we were just talking about, Tyreek Hill. Dislocated knee, multiple torn ligaments, including an ACL tear. It could be career ending as Tyreek was mulling retirement in recent years, like you said. But his agent said that he will be back next year, so I guess we will see.
We will. I'm glad he didn't lose his leg and sever an artery because that was actually on the table going to the hospital.
Definitely.
So thank God for that. Lamar Jackson, big news, hamstring issue. This is not good for a mobile quarterback. The extent of the injury has yet to be determined, but even when Jackson returns, expect his mobility to take a massive hit. The risk of re-injury or further injury is high as well, so it is a possibility they keep him out through the Ravens' Week 7 bye. Keep an eye out.
All right, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson light. His knee sprain was almost ready to return for Week 4, but was held out due to precaution. Fully expected to make his return in Week 5.
It looks like he's already off the injury report as of since we typed this in. So
Nice.
Good news. Some good news. All right. Another quarterback, Jackson Dart, the rookie. Hamstring injury popped up. It looks like as if Dart got banged up on his debut win, entering the blue tent during the game for a possible concussion. After a 50-plus yard run that got called back on a hold, still won. He did return to action and drove the Giants to a W, but also picked up a slight hamstring injury on the way. Coach Dayball says he expects Dart to practice Wednesday, leaving us to believe he should be good to go against the Aints.
All right, Brock Purdy hurt his toe after returning to action this week. It looks as if his toe is not fully healed, as he missed practice Monday and has a Thursday night game that he has been ruled out for.
For sure. Let's get off the quarterbacks and talk running backs. Joe Mixon, his severe foot injury, we have an update. Although he's able to be activated off the non-football injury list, he is not ready, as the injury continues to keep him sidelined. The coaches brushed off any questions about him. It does not look like he's close to returning and may not return at all this season.
Wow.
That sucks.
Wow. Brandon Ayuk, his knee. He's on PUP, and the coaching staff came out Thursday letting the public know that Ayuk is not close to returning to action.
Not good news.
We will see if he or Mixon even returns at all this year, as was just stated.
Yes. Whoops. Next player who's actually a keeper and an active and very powerful player for his team and his team. Bucky Irving. He has an ankle injury.
He's my third best running back.
That's pretty crazy. That's why your team's so good. His ankle injury, there's not much known yet, as Bucky's been one of many players that has been injured Sunday for the Bucks and is awaiting results of an MRI to see the extent of his injury. But
So he was in a walking boot
that's not good for a running back.
today in
Yikes.
the locker room. He also was on crutches and was a non-participant in practice.
Oh, shoot.
So we'll see, but that does not sound good.
That opens the door for Rashad White and Sean Tucker.
Yeah, Sean Tucker, who I picked up today.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Speaking of second-year players who were in a starting role on their teams,
Oh.
Trey Benson.
Oh, on my team.
His knee got him put on IR.
Damn, all of a
Like,
sudden.
where did that come from?
Yeah, he wasn't even questionable yesterday.
Popped up on the injury report from a knee issue and was quickly sent to IR.
That's not good.
You got DeMercado and Carter up next for the Cardinals rushing attack. Carter was on the practice squad. DeMercado was on Mike Longfellow's team. We'll see how they do.
Hey, he's finally got somebody he could play. Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, next player, another running back. We got Tyrone Tracy with the shoulder injury, and he's not been ruled out yet for week 5, but is expected to be, as the initial diagnosis said, he would likely miss 2 to 4 weeks. And Cam Scattaboo is doing a wonderful job taking his place.
Jalen Warren, his knee forced him to miss the Dublin game in week 4. The team is on bye this week, so the hope is to see him out there for week 6.
Another running back, a lot of running back injuries. Braylon Allen with the knee injury. He was injured in Monday night's game and did not return. We're unsure of the extent of his injury, while Isaiah Davis is likely to get more time in case Braylon misses any. He has recently been downgraded to doubtful, so I definitely don't see him playing this week.
You doubt that he'll play?
I fully doubt.
All right. C.D. Lamb, high ankle sprain, already deemed to be out for week 5. Fully expected as he was initially deemed to be out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's no news, but he's a newsworthy player. Another similar situation, different injury. Terry McLaurin with the quadriceps injury. Coach Dan Quinn did state that Scary Terry is one of many players trending in the right direction. That just might be a puff piece. It was initially thought that he may have sustained a core muscle injury. However, the prognosis is not looking that bad, as we all have to believe what the coaches say and not the doctors. We hope to see him back soon, but let's let the injury report state that. Fair.
Ricky Pearsall, his knee, and the injuries continue to plague the San Francisco wide receiving core. Not corpse, core.
Corpse.
As Pearsall picked up a new knee injury as he landed hard on it, writhing.
Writhing. I spoke this in. Writhing.
Writhing in
word?
pain, apparently, I guess.
That's the way I say
He
it.
did not return and did not practice on Monday, which is notable as the 49ers play Thursday night. I think
He's ruled out.
is he out?
Yep,
Yeah.
he's out.
Yeah.
And Jawan Jennings from the same team in the same position. Ribs and ankle. Heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. Jawan finally looks to have gotten past his shoulder injury from earlier in the season, as his ankle injury continues to linger. He was sandwiched between 2 defenders this week and went down for a considerable amount of time. Expect to see some reports after his imaging on his ribs is done to show the severity of his new injury. He did not practice Monday, leaving a large question mark for Thursday night, and we can answer that. He is also ruled out along with
Pearsall.
Brock Purdy as
Brock
well,
Purdy.
which I didn't put Purdy on this.
Purdy was on there.
We talked about him. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're all out. That's big for the
I don't
Rams
know.
defense.
Yeah, I don't know who they're gonna be starting at wide, like Kendrick Bourne and
Yep, Kendrick Bourne, Demarcus Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone who is not Christian McCaffrey and also does not play for the San Francisco 49ers
Finally, someone else.
is Cedric Tillman.
Oh,
Hamstring, IR, looks to be severe. As it was stated, he would be out multiple weeks.
and he will
Hence
because
IR.
now he's on IR. Yeah. Next player, Calvin Ridley. After such a great start to the season, I lie. He has an undisclosed injury that kept him off the field for almost half the plays this week. Not that it matters, as he has been extremely underwhelming and might not even be fantasy relevant at all.
I told you.
Yeah, well, we can all guess and be right or be wrong.
That was more than a guess.
I was wrong again. Damn it, what a wasted pick.
Next, we've got Darnell Mooney. A hamstring injury. Yet another injury for the wide receiver. This time, he was forced out of Week 4's matchup against Washington, and luckily has a bye next week, or this upcoming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The coaching staff expects him to be ready for a return to action Week 6.
All right, next player. We're in the receiving room now. Mike Evans, we've been there. We've been in the receiving rooms, and Mike Evans has been in the injury room. The hamstring, which looks like it's a long shot for a return this week, as he was expected to miss multiple weeks, plan on being without him for Week 5.
Calvin Austin. His shoulder forced him out of Sunday morning's Dublin game. He's on a bye week by this coming week, so hopeful to return to action Week 6.
All right, next we've got Tyjae Spears with his high ankle sprain from the preseason. His 21-day window has been opened, and he should be returning to action soon to soak up some of Tony Pollard's 89% of snaps.
Woof.
Whoa.
Jalen McMillan, his neck had him out. He's eligible to return for Week 5. No news on him just yet. Keep an eye out, as Tampa Bay could use him, as Mike Evans looks to have a long absence.
Then we've got Jatavian Sanders, the tight end for Carolina, with the high ankle sprain, will likely be missing this week, as it was initially expected to be missing 3 to 4 weeks. This is week 2.
Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end from the Bears, has a hip injury, hopes to return to action in Week 6 as he gets some extra recovery time, as the Bears are also on bye for Week 5.
So a lot of players were added to the injury report today since we put in our work. I'll just
run through them.
I'll just ring them off. We got Brock Bowers with a knee, Chuba Hubbard with a calf, even though it corrected to China Hubbard. Nico Collins with a knee, Deebo Samuel with a heel. Keep an eye on that. Dallas Goedert with a knee, David Njoku with a knee, Marvin Mims with a hip and now an ankle. Jawan Johnson, tight end for the Saints, with an ankle, and Sterling Shepard with a foot. Man, those Tampa Bay receiving corps, those San Francisco 49ers, all of them. There's a lot of injuries around the league, and
yeah,
a lot of those might just be precautionary Wednesday missing, like Brock Bowers' knee. They're just keeping him to be
right,
safe.
I mean, he hurt against the Patriots. So
yeah, like 3 weeks
maybe
ago.
they're giving him a day off.
Of course.
Yeah.
And, the Deebo Samuel heel I'm concerned about. Was Nico
Because
hurt?
he's always hurt.
Was Nico
is always hurt.
But was he hurt?
Well,
Was he
not
hurt
always,
with a
but-
knee like a few weeks ago, or no? Is that probably precautionary?
Didn't he blow out his knee last year? Wasn't that his injury?
Yeah, but has he been missing time? Like, been questionable at all yet this season?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because I think that's the first time I've seen
Yeah.
him. So there's some notable names that were added today. So just keep an eye on your injury reports. And that's finally the end of that segment, because that took a long time.
I will say that with injuries, having the short-term IR is so much better, because in the past, you have a guy who would be out 5 weeks. He might go on IR and be gone for the whole season, or they might not put him on IR, but then play games and be like, oh, he's week by week. We don't know.
Questionable,
we don't know
out.
quite right.
Questionable, doubtful.
At least
out.
now there's a little bit more clarity.
Yeah, that's true. And the reserve spot on your fantasy rosters is a very good thing. Actually, having more than one is something that we might talk about for our league, because it's nice to have maybe 2.
I know it's nice, but also I don't think that you should. I think that having one is perfect, because you shouldn't just be stashing all these IR players.
That's true.
I've got 2 IR players right now, and I have to take up a spot on my bench to have
I do
one.
too. Yeah. I do
And
too.
I think that makes it so that people just aren't stashing some
It's true.
potentially good players.
But there is some strategy involved in that. I'm in 2 other leagues. One of them, there's no IR, which sucks. And it's a
Yeah, I don't like
5-man
that.
bench. It's terrible. It's so annoying. Anyways, the other one I have 3 IR spots, which is very plentiful. I think 2 is a sweet spot, and I don't have that in any league. Moving along to some of the top performers of the week. In Superlative Rundown. The Superlative Rundown. What quarterback was the top quarterback of the week, Pascal?
I'm gonna let you go first, Brendan.
Do I really need to
You
talk
do.
this dude up? All right, you know
do.
what? I don't mind him. I just don't like his team. Dak Prescott goes off for 30.46 to be the top quarterback of the league this week, and that's all I have to say about that.
The top running back was Brendan's first-round pick, Ashton Jeanty, with 33.5.
Finally, dude. Come on now. The top wide receiver, he's been here before, Puka Nacua with 36. That guy's unstoppable. I hope he doesn't do that this week.
Next, we have the top tight end was Dallas Goddard with 19.7 and an injury.
And on your bench?
No.
Billy's. Whose bench?
I'm not sure.
Somebody's bench. Top kicker of the week, Cairo Santos, who went 4 for 4 in a Chicago 1-point win to score 17 fantasy points. Booyah.
And the top defense of the week was the Detroit Lions with 19 points. And it is great.
That's whose
who
bench.
has Dallas Goddard on his bench.
And the Detroit Lions, let me just mention, look up Babalu's team, because they scored 19, and he has a second defense that I think scored negative, maybe only a few points. Good move, Babalu, because you won by definitely less than the difference of your defenses for sure. It's G-Men's Crusaders.
Yeah. Oh no, this sucks. You suck.
It's all good.
The Commanders.
Oh, yeah, they
with
scored 2
points, and
so
the Lions with 19.
A 17-point disparity, and let's just say that
That
the win was less than 17.
the win.
That was great. Okay, guys, would you like to move along? Is there any other
Please.
performers that you would like to speak about?
No.
No? Okay. So, okay, let's move on then.
Actually, I want to say that getting the top score in the league without having any of the top scoring players, I
Impressive.
want to give myself a little kudos.
It's in the
Well
air.
done, me.
Brought to you by Kudos. All right, guys. Just Pascal, I'll let you begin this. What do you have in the air this week? What's ringing in your mind?
My big question is, will Tyreek ever be good again? He's 31 years old. That means he'll be 32 next year. Rosenhaus says week 1 and that it was a successful surgery, but like there's a long recovery. And normally the first year back from just an ACL tear, you're not your old self. It takes a full year after that before you can get back to yourself. It's happened before. You've got Adrian Peterson, who came off of an ACL tear 8 months later. He was rushing for 2,000 yards on the season, winning MVP. So it's not impossible, but
It's worth asking.
will it happen?
Well, I think he doesn't have anything left to prove. He was the cheetah. Now what would he be? The hare?
He
you
could
know?
prove that he could win a Super Bowl.
That's true. He does have...
Or did
No.
he win with Pat?
No. Did he?
I'm going to have to look that up.
I don't think so. But if he
Yeah,
did...
I think he lost to Tom Brady and then left.
2 Super Bowls.
Okay, Tyreek won 1.
Okay, so
Yeah, he
he's
did win 1.
he's
So,
good, and he's
never
got
mind.
millions of dollars. So past his the time he gave himself to retire, citing wanting to spend time with family, and I think
Does his family want to spend time with him?
that's a question that I don't think we should be asking on the podcast. But Tyreek, if you want to give us a call or sit in, that'd be great. We'd love to ask you personal
Come on
questions about your life.
down.
I was gonna ask this question as my second question. However, I will shift to what now for the Giants and Dolphins after getting their first win of the season, but losing their top receiver.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, for the Giants, it's probably a good thing, right? They
How?
don't have a playoff team right now, right? And so you're better off losing someone like Malik Neighbors this year when your team is probably not going to make the playoffs anyway. Your rookie is just getting his feet under him. So you can get a whole bunch of losses. You're going to pick higher in the draft. You're going to get have an opportunity of getting a better player. And so I think that for the Giants, this could potentially be a good thing. For the Dolphins, it's tragedy. It's horrible. It's disaster.
Yeah.
They were in 100% win now mode. Mike McDaniel has to be on the hot seat.
Hotter than Dable.
Chris Greer, I think, is their GM. He's got to be on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
They have not put together a good team. They've lost to, like, their record against teams who end the season above 500 is abysmal. So this is bad for them. The only person it's probably good for is Jalen Waddle, right? Maybe he'll finally get some production. But like
Parker Washington,
it's all bad.
Maybe gets a bump.
H-Chan maybe.
Maybe.
But he might get overworked. Might get hurt. Like,
and the focus might be on Jalen Waddle to not make him so great. Maybe Darren Waller if he can get back on the field and get more than 3 targets.
I mean, he's questionable now too. So
yeah, he was also added to the injury report, but we didn't want to add him because you got to get more than 3 targets on a season to be added.
Shut up.
All right, so
he just got picked up in waivers.
No, well, he got traded after unretiring because he didn't want to play for any team but
got
Miami.
Picked up in waivers in our league.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, probably want to drop him
fantasy
next week.
relevant.
Drop him next week.
Maybe
Fantasy
So-
trap.
What now? Or
You got any other questions on?
oh, I did.
So what now? It's your turn.
It's my turn. Hey. All right. So my second big question is: will the owners ever give up on fake grass?
Oh yeah, that's a big question. It's been a question of
The players have been asking for it for
yeah.
ever since they put in the fake grass.
I think Odell Beckham tweeted about this after Malik Neighbors' injury, and
Yeah, he
it
did.
was probably his most proper post
Well,
in
I mean,
years.
Odell, didn't he bust up his knee on some fake grass
Yeah,
too?
almost everyone has. I mean, if you haven't torn your ACL, you haven't lived.
Yeah, that's the fact, brother.
Enough about turf. It's dumb. It's better to plant your foot in some dirt so there's some give and your tendons don't snap. I
And
think
when you
it's
fall on your knee, it also has give. And
Ricky Pearsall?
doesn't destroy your meniscus.
true. My last question: what is the biggest surprise so far this season? I'm just gonna let you answer. I don't even have an answer. Just want to see what the biggest surprise is. What do you think?
The biggest surprise.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a tough
hot
one.
seat.
I'd say I'll throw out a couple or a few.
Okay.
The Chargers over the Chiefs early on. The Ravens going 1-3.
That's a surprise.
I would say who's a bad team that's surprising. I'd say that the Bears aren't quite as good as expected. The
Jaguars are better than we expected.
but that's a bad division. I'm not giving it to them yet.
They play the Chiefs this week. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I think that the Vikings, JJ McCarthy not playing well. They've got to be regretting not keeping Sam Darnold. I was thinking about this the other week. That like, as the front office for the Vikings, it's wild that you would get rid of a sure thing at quarterback. Like Sam Darnold was as close to a sure thing for them as you can get, right? Had a really good season, kind of tailed off at the end of the year, but still, like, he had a really, really good season. And the fact that they wouldn't re-sign him and give JJ McCarthy either the Jordan Love treatment or the Brett Favre treatment, right?
Mhm.
Either he waits 3 years, then takes over for Sam Darnold, or he waits 3 years and then gets traded like Brett Favre. Not giving one of those two and taking the sure thing at quarterback seems like, in retrospect, a really bad mistake.
Well, it makes you ask the question, if they played well in that playoff game, would it have gone differently? And would Sam still
That's
be
a
in
good
purple?
question. I mean, you have a lot of pressure to play your top 15 pick quarterback.
True.
From ownership, from fans, you know. So I don't know. You gotta have big cojones to do that. But like, at least you're doing it with the top 3 pick, right? Sam Darnold was the 3rd overall pick, right? I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. The JETS.
So it's not
New
like you're
York
doing
Jets.
it with a 6th rounder.
True.
You know.
I do have 2 big surprises on the season, and their names are Emeka Egbuka and Quentin Johnston. So that's where I stand with my surprises. Surprise! All right, guys, we're running late here. Let's keep it moving.
3 and out.
All right, 3 and out this week. Who's getting the first pick in next year's draft?
You said it already.
The Titans. Tennessee, that we can move on. All right, here's another 3 and out question. What player would you bench if you were the head coach of their team?
Derrick Henry.
Damn. Really?
Three fumbles in 3 games, and then this last game he put up like 40 rushing yards, outshined by Justice Hill. Yeah, I mean, like, you want to keep with him, but like, why? He's not productive right now.
Because
you
he's
bench
a monster?
him maybe for a game. I'm not saying bench him for the rest of his career, but
I've got an answer. Oh, we mentioned him earlier. Calvin Ridley, you're benched. Sorry.
that's an easy one though.
Yeah, it is. That was a quick 3 and out. 1, 2, 3, and we're moving on to
Market Watch.
the market is hot.
Who is it hot for?
The players rising and falling after week 4 are
Who's up? George Pickens.
Ooh.
Huge game.
Ooh.
No CD Lamb. He's a bum, but sometimes he plays really friggin' good.
It's so funny because I put 4 players in, 2 for up and 2 for down, and then I'm realizing that all 4 of them are up. What the hell?
I will say, George Pickens probably has just had the best game for a former Steelers wide receiver in like a decade.
Antonio Brown, a decade.
Yeah. Did Antonio Brown have any good games? Like, he had like an
He was
okay
on like
game with the
17
Patriots,
teams.
but I don't think he had any good games after he left the Steelers.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple with the Raiders. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe some good Madden games.
Ooh.
I'm going to go ahead and stay in the receiver room and go Quentin Johnston, who I just
Yes.
mentioned.
Up.
This guy is finally...
He was a bust for the first 2 years.
Oh, yeah, such a bust. He couldn't catch the ball. He was playing with the buttery fingers. It looked like he had Vaseline all over his gloves. Pause.
She don't use jelly. She don't use jam.
He uses
right,
Vaseline and the ball goes
My
right
next
through your hands.
up are the rookie running backs.
Mm.
They're playing well. You got 3 rookie running backs in like the top 20 scorers in the league this week. So they are
So like Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Woody Marks. That was one of my guys.
And then damn, who did I I was just thinking of someone else and I lost them.
That's okay. We can move along.
Sorry, folks.
And I'll give one more name, and that's Amari DeMarcado, just because of the opportunity that is at hand after James Conner going out and then Trey Benson going out. He'll be out for a shorter period of time, but if Amari DeMarcado could look like he looked at points of last season when he got some starting time, he might be able to snag maybe a good sharehold or the starting position. It'll definitely be a committee if he does well, though.
All right, so my first down is Justin Fields, who, if you just look at the box score, looks like he had an amazing game, right? He was like 21 of 26, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 pick, I forget. Another like 70 rushing yards and a touchdown. Like, looked like a huge game from the box score. If you watched the actual game, he was horrible. He was horrible. Like, bad decisions, getting sacked, running when he shouldn't for not much gain, like tossing the guy. Like it was bad.
He held the opportunity to win that game.
He was the reason why they lost.
Yeah.
He was also a big reason why they came back. But I'm giving it more to Garrett Wilson. And then he had one big run for a touchdown for 40. Yeah. And that makes a big difference.
That was like the juice they needed, and then
I was watching. I'm just like, damn, like Justin Fields is bad. That's what I was thinking the whole game.
I'm gonna give one down, and then I'll let you close it out. Jamison Williams, and the only reason I say this, I don't think he's bad. I just think that he's not gonna have the breakout season that we were expecting with the new offensive coordinator in place. We thought that he would be the field stretcher, but Amon-Ra is just eating. Another loser in that, not loser, but another downfall would be Sam Laporta, who looks to replicate his second year after such a tremendous rookie season.
Yeah. My other down is just injuries. So many injuries, bad ones.
A lot, yeah.
James Conner, Tyreek, Malik, Najee, like
a lot of guys.
I really think that it has a lot to do with these fields, and it's disappointing.
All right, and let's talk some positive things with slick moves.
Sly as a fox.
Yeah.
Somebody light my cigar.
All right, so my sly as a fox, I'm giving it to Mike Longfellow, and it's because he picked up Amari DiMercato before Trey Benson got hurt. And I think that that's going to end up being a pretty slick move for someone who's lost pretty much his entire team to injury.
I'm kind of wondering why you would put Mike Longfellow in the NFL episode, but that's cool. It's fine. It does have to do with an NFL player. I'm going to go ahead and give my sly as a fox. You're going to be quite surprised, but I'm going to give it to the Eagles offensive coordinator for the fake tush push. Really exploiting that play and making everybody hate it that much more to get Saquon to go in without getting touched.
Let me roll that back. My NFL sly as a fox. I'm gonna give it to Josh McDaniels.
Okay.
All right. He has failed spectacularly as a head coach. And a lot of people thought that he was really just a product of Tom Brady. But if you'd paid attention to his career, he did good things with Jacoby Brissett, good things with Jimmy Garoppolo. He got them both starting jobs on other teams. When Cam Newton came in, he totally revamped the offense after Cam Newton got picked up in like July in the offseason. And then he had Mac Jones as a Pro Bowl quarterback, making the playoffs. But people still didn't trust him, didn't think he'd be a good fit with Drake. And here he is, and Drake is leading the league in EPA. He is like top 3 in a bunch of metrics, playing his ass off. The offense is playing well without a lot of top tier weapons. So, sly as a fox.
For the suburb of Boston Patriots. Next, we're going to go into freshman football. And today we're highlighting Mr. Ashton Jeanty. What a week to highlight this guy after he outperformed everyone in the running back room. Ashton Jeanty, a 5'8", 211-pound, 22-year-old from Jacksonville, Florida. Played 3 seasons in Boise State. The 6th overall pick in the NFL this season and the 8th overall pick in our league. Put it in the air. Really interesting stuff I learned about Ashton Jeanty, and it's outrageous. His father was a U.S. Navy officer. He went to high school near Naples, Italy, and played against other European-based schools. He initially started as quarterback, but was changed to running back after 2 games and rushed for 1,200 yards and 21 touchdowns in a 6-game season. What? I have to one-up that. Because he wanted to go back to the U.S. to play high school football, he went to Frisco, Texas, where he rushed for 1,843 yards and 41 touchdowns in his senior year, dude.
In 1 year?
That's 1 year. Insane.
In like 7 games, probably, too.
I'm so excited about what's to come this season with my rookie, my first round pick, Ashton Jeanty.
Your first round pick was also the top rookie of the week.
What a week.
With his 33.5 points.
Damn.
Followed by Woody Marks with 27.9.
Oh, I wish I had him.
And who was in third place?
Oh, my third pick.
Oh, Marion Hampton.
Thanks,
with 27.5. I'm really like looking back at the draft like, damn, I really took Travion over Omarion like a dummy being a homer.
Yeah, and I watched Omarion run 54-yard touchdown in my home, and I was there, and I had to be quiet, but I was like, yes, but no, but we still won. It was the perfect elixir. I was hoping for several 2-yard catches, and it happened. So, what a week. So yeah, man, let's I think we'll close this one out with our maybe not that.
Not quite, but close.
Doghouse. So, Pascal, would you like to put somebody in your doghouse from the NFL? Players, coaches, team brass?
I would, and I already mentioned them a couple times. It is all the owners in the NFL who have fake grass so they can throw more events throughout the year. Fuck you.
It's actually good for tables to stay even, for the drinks not to spill.
I bet.
It's probably that. All right, my doghouse.
So that they can roll stuff in and out. They can take the grass off. They can have concerts.
They can do halftime performances and make more money than they need.
Yep.
Wow, that's a packed doghouse. That's a lot of owners with turf. My doghouse is going to go to several folks as well. How about the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns for allowing the Steelers to have hope on finishing above 500 again? You guys all suck so bad. The Browns actually are the best out of those three, which is like, what?
You know, I really don't like the Steelers, like, at all.
I don't mind them, but what?
No, I don't like them. Like,
okay.
It goes like old Patriots rivalry, right? I like that they will be in first place in the division, make the playoffs, and get the brakes blown off of them.
Smoked with the old man.
Because they're not good.
No.
I like that. They beat the Patriots even though the Patriots destroyed them because the Patriots also wanted to fumble 4 times. And I'm okay with that. Because they will get destroyed in the playoffs, and I'm here for that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to our just over an hour episode of the Put It in the Air podcast. And always remember, when setting your waivers, even though we're a day late, to put it in the air.
This is the Put It in the Air podcast.
I love the Giants. You love the Patriots. We both won for the first time this year. So did I. My fantasy team and the Giants and the Patriots and your team were all winners this week.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
You're hoping that your boy Jackson Dart can have the start to his career that Draco's had.
Bullseye.
Dayball's a good one to make it happen.
And Scataboo.
And on that note, we out.
Peace, guys.